Put them up. It's Carl Dukes, guys, and it's been a while since I've dumped on some things. But with all that's going on in the NFL, I had to take a few minutes to talk about it, including what's going on with the Atlanta Falcons. Inviting you guys to listen Monday through Friday, 2 until 7 on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game to check out Dukes and Bell, the #1 sports show in Atlanta. The Falcons have a new head coach. His name is Arthur Smith, former offensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans. I like this hire. I know everybody's been asking, what do you think of the hire? I like the hire. I at least know that the Falcons are going to be committed to running the football. Well, how do you know that, Dukes? Because of who he's worked with. Arthur Smith spent 10 years in Tennessee under 4 different head coaches. 3 of them committed to the run. Mike Munchak, Mike Mularkey, Mike Vrabel. Ken Wisenhunt, much more of a passing game guy, which is great because I think he's incorporated a little bit of that into his offensive philosophy. But also, let's not forget that Arthur Smith worked with Matt LaFleur, who's headed to the NFC Championship game this weekend with Aaron. So, yes, that Matt LaFleur, who was the disciple of Kyle Shanahan. I know we're going to be committed to running the football, which, of course, means that you should be balanced, opening up a lot more things down the field with play action from Matt Ryan, yada, yada, yada. But let's talk about Arthur Smith for a second, because Arthur Smith is cut from a different cloth, and I do mean a different cloth. I mean, if my dad was a billionaire, I don't know if I would have been chasing my NFL dream rather than being on a yacht in the Caribbean. But that's what he did, and he grinded, and he chose to follow his passion. And now it's led him here to the Atlanta Falcons. This is an interesting case study because for somebody who has it all growing up, basically gave it all up to get what he wanted in life. It's an interesting case study because that means he's a worker bee. And you know what? I like worker bees, especially when it comes to coaching. I don't like guys who, well, they've done it, they've been there, and they've gotten a little bit lazy. Arthur Smith wants to prove to everybody that not only what he's done in the last couple of years as an offensive coordinator in Tennessee was legit, but he also wants to prove to everybody that all this work he's done, well, it's about him. It's not about his dad. It's not about his family. This is about the legacy that he is carving out for himself. I think a few things about Arthur Smith are going to tell us a whole lot. One, what's the staff going to look like as he continues to work towards building that staff as we speak? And then some of the things that I've learned about him, like he's not afraid to delegate work to people. He doesn't want to take on all the responsibility, nor should he have to, Dan Quinn. He will also get players to play for him. Over the weekend, I saw a tweet from A.J. Brown, one of the leading receivers in the NFL. The tweet read, "He made me accountable from day one, always trying to improve. Atlanta got a good one." Well, A.J. Brown has turned into a hell of a receiver. And if he feels that way about Arthur Smith, well, that only means that guys will want to play for him. He's intelligent. He also exudes confidence. He's got a great demeanor. All of these things are things that I've heard about Arthur Smith, and we'll see how they play out here in Atlanta. But for me, they're all positives. And for guys like Matt and Julio, veterans who've gone through this before, one of the keys to this is they have to buy in. They have to embrace the change and the work that's going to come with it. They can't be like, I've been here, done that. I've seen this. What route do you want me to run? A 9? An 8? Okay. No. This is new. And this could be your last chance to get to a Super Bowl if we're able to fix this offense. There have to be short-term goals and there have to be long-term goals for this team. It's Carl Dukes. It's the Duke Stump. We're talking about Arthur Smith becoming a new head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. And the long-term goal, obviously, is when we get Terry Fontenot in as the general manager, what the draft's going to look like, free agency, managing the cap, and then being consistent, not just in year 1, but year 2, 3, 4. So you set yourself up for long-term success. But the short-term goal really is about Arthur Smith. And how do I win now with what I've got? If there aren't going to be many changes based on the fact that this team can't spend a lot of money, how am I going to win? So Arthur Smith is an interesting hire. I like the hire because of the things that I've laid out to you. But I also ask one big question. What's the plan for the defense? And I talked about this on the show a few weeks ago, and maybe it went in one ear and out the other. but I do believe that it would benefit us to go to a 3-4 defense. Now, we don't necessarily have all the personnel, but we do have a fast linebacking core, and it is easier to attain talent at the linebacker position than it is to go find this, incredible edge rusher that comes along once every 10 years, and everybody thinks that this is the guy when he's not. Whether it's Vic Beasley or Takk McKinley, we've tried that. We've done that. So I think it'd be beneficial for the personnel we currently have to maybe adjust and go to a 3-4. Plus, it would allow us to bring pressure on the quarterback through blitz packages. It's one of the big things I'm curious to see what happens with this staff. If they don't go 3-4 and stay 4-3, then who's the coordinator and how does his philosophy change from that of Dan Quinn's? It's one of the biggest things Arthur Smith is going to have to figure out as he moves forward and maneuvers being the new head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. More on this today on Dukes and Bell. Make sure you tune in 2 o'clock right here on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. Put 'em up!